A beautiful drive down Highway 89A, scenic views, and a bridge that spans over the Colorado River. Join us on this adventure to the Navajo Bridge. Now, we'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you can see more videos like this. And when you do that, it helps keep our channel strong. Welcome everyone to Weekend Escapades. We have found our way to Navajo Bridge on the way to Flagstaff, Arizona. And what an amazing location this is. It's pretty cold today, but a lot of people are out here, and this is one high destination. Now, I do have a fear of heights, kind of giving up one of my weaknesses there. And this actually makes me nervous. As you can see, the silt or the dirt that kind of runs through the river, you can see the flow of it because of that. But this is way up in the air, makes me really nervous to be up here. In 1920, automobiles began using a ferry as a means to cross the Colorado River. It was recognized that it was time to find a better and safer way to get vehicles across the river. This bridge site was selected 5 miles downriver at Marble Canyon. Construction of the bridge began in June of 1927. Now, this was very rugged terrain and remote in this part of the country. It was difficult to get men, materials, and equipment from one side of the rim to the other. A distance of only 800 feet, but it seemed nearly impossible. The ferry was used to transport materials when it was in operation. However, on June 7th of 1928, the ferry sank in an accident which killed 3 men. Since the bridge known as the Grand Canyon Bridge was nearing completion, the ferry was never replaced. Now, through the camera lens, it may be tough to see, but when you're here in person, you can tell this terrain is very rugged. In 1927 and 1928, the Navajo Bridge was constructed. Arch, 616 feet, total length 834 feet, and height of 467 feet. And it feels every inch of that when you're walking over the cross, or walking across the top and looking over the edge. And it is actually cold here, very cold, and windy. Now look at this old photo. I cannot imagine being that high in the air and trying to finish a bridge like this. Now, after that ferry sank, the next several months, no direct route existed between Utah and Arizona. People had to travel 800 miles around the canyon to reach the other side of the river. It was a historic day when on January 12th, 1929, the bridge was opened to traffic, and at the time, it was the highest steel arch bridge in the world. Now, to a lot of people that travel down the road, this may just be another bridge. They don't stop to realize the significance of the bridge and what it took to put this in place. And these are little pieces of U.S. history that people forget about or don't even research. They put a lot of work into this area with a nice picnic area and a lot of information here for you to take a look at, and a very nice interpretive center for everybody to visit with all the information. There's a little bit more on the history. In June 14th and 15th of 1929, for such an isolated spot, it was an astounding event. Nearly 7,000 people showed up here, with 1,217 automobiles arriving for the celebration. Speeches were given by the governments of Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah. Now, Native American dancers were a large part of this festival, and it was also reported that airplanes flew under the bridge, and as Prohibition was in effect, the bridge was christened with a bottle of ginger ale. Now, I would have never known the significance and history of this bridge without stopping here, and I'm sure glad we did. There's a lot of people that visit this location and just enjoy the height and looking off the bridge, but me, I get a little bit dizzy and get a little bit of high anxiety. But it was still a great find and a great way to spend the morning here. And they put the love locks on the bridge. Nice to see that. A few couples put those on here to show their love for each other and lock them on the bridge, and they let them do it. Kind of fun to see. It's an old roadside stand here. It's been here for quite a while, it looks like. Nobody here right now. Maybe it's just off season. But it almost looks like one of the abandoned buildings you'd find in a ghost town, but it's not. This is literally an area where they put silver jewelry and pottery. As you can see, it says right there, right before you get to the Navajo Bridge. This would be on kind of the west side of that. Looks like they had an old fire pit here when things are active.
As you can hear, the wind kicked up quite a bit. I was talking during this, but you couldn't hear me, just the wind. Off in the distance, you'll see some beautiful horses. They're just hanging out there and kind of looking at us, walking around and taking a look at the site. We sure hope you enjoyed our adventure to the Navajo Bridge on our way through Arizona. Until our next adventure, goodbye from Weekend Escapades. And we'll see you in the next one.